Welcome back to Persona 3 Portable. Boy, we slept for a while.
You're awake. How do you feel? Thank goodness you finally came to. I was so worried about you. The doctor couldn't find anything wrong with you. He said you were just exhausted. I'm sorry I couldn't do anything. But your power, it was amazing. You mean the shadows? They're what we're fighting against. And the power you used, we call it Persona. We'll explain everything later. I'm sorry I didn't tell you before. I wanted to tell you that I'm sorta like you. My dad died in an accident when I was little. My mom and I aren't exactly on good terms. You're all alone too, right? To be honest, I already know about your past. But it didn't seem fair, so I wanted you to know about mine. It was back in '99. There was a big explosion in the area. Supposedly, my dad died in the blast. But nobody really knows what happened. He was working in a lab run by the Kirijo group. So, I'm hoping that if I stick around long enough, I'll find out something. That's why I'm going to Gekkoukan High, and why I was there when this happened to you. Of course, I panicked and wasn't much help. It was my first time fighting them too. I'm sorry. You wouldn't have to go through all this if I wasn't such a coward. Really? But still, here I am telling you all this the minute you wake up. While I was waiting, I thought to myself, I've been hiding so many things from her. As soon as she wakes up, I'll tell her the truth. So, thanks for listening. I've been wanting to share that story with someone for a long time. All right, I'm gonna get going. I'll let the others know you woke up. Oh, and you don't have to be formal around me or anything. A second-year girls gotta stick up for each other after all. Bye.
Okay, so the game is going to start opening up now. Hey, Junpei. See, Junpei's response to us being gone for a while is a little different than it was for the male protagonist. Yeah, it's a little different. Okay, so this is definitely a little different. Fourth floor dorm. How did we get that message before? I can't remember. Anyway, we have another lesson here. And this is going to be another one of those where we can increase our charm by answering correctly. And really, as you are introduced to each teacher, you kind of wonder how in the fuck anyone's going to learn anything. So the answer to the question is the first option, which is mud huts. And then after this, we're going to have a little bit of story, and we're going to actually activate our first social link. She's really smart. That might actually work for a girl, unless she's got female bullies.
Ah, there you are. I'm glad that you're okay. I wasn't sure what I'd do if anything had happened to you.
The reason I asked you here is because I needed to talk to you. Please, have a seat. Oh, before that, I believe I mentioned him earlier, but this is Akihiko.
How you doing?
Okay, let me start off by asking you this. Would you believe me if I said that a day consists of more than 24 hours?
I'm not surprised by your reaction. However, you've already experienced this truth firsthand. Do you remember the night you came here? You had to have noticed the signs. The streetlights went out, nothing was working, there were coffins everywhere. Didn't it feel like you were in a different time? That's the dark hour, a time period hidden between one day and the next.
I guess it's more like something people aren't aware of. But the dark hour does exist. It occurs each night at midnight. It'll happen tonight, and every night to come.
Normal people don't realize it, since they're all sleeping inside their coffins. But that's not what makes the dark hour so interesting. You saw those creatures. We call them shadows. They only appear during the dark hour and attack anyone not in a coffin. It's our job to defeat them. Sounds exciting, huh?
Akihiko, why are you always like that? You just got hurt the other day.
Now. He does his work well. Long story short, we're the Specialized Extracurricular Execution Squad. SEAS for short. On paper, we're classified as a school club. But in reality, this group is dedicated to defeating the shadows. Mitsuru is the leader. I'm the club advisor.
A shadow feeds on the mind of its prey. The victim becomes a living corpse. They're responsible for most of the incidents on the news, if not all of them.
Although rare, there are those who can function during the dark hour. Some may even awaken to a power that enables them to fight the shadows. That's Persona, the power you used the other night. The shadows can only be defeated by Persona users, which means it's all up to you guys. I'm glad you're quick to understand.
What he's trying to say is, we want you to join us. We've prepared an evoker for you. We'd like you to lend us your strength.
I was afraid you'd say no. Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad. Oh, I almost forgot. About your room assignment. Why don't you just stay here, in your current room? I don't know what the holdup is, but I guess it worked out in the end.
Hold up. But wasn't that? Oh, never mind.
And so this activates our first social link, the Fool Arcana. In each game, the Fool Arcana has been the group of friends that we have that goes through the game. So it's always storyline based, so this one we don't have to worry about maxing, it will happen automatically. But basically, the higher the rank for an Arcana, the higher any personas of that Arcana, the stronger they will get. So whenever you go to create one, they'll get more XP and become stronger and get more skills. The higher your social link is of that Arcana. If that doesn't make sense, it'll make more sense whenever we actually start making personas of these Arcanas that we have social links for. The Dark Hour. Woo! Someone's in my room. Pervert!
Hi, how are you?
Pervert! Alright, so
We've met before.
pretty much the exact same as if you are the
I
male
remembered,
protagonist
so I thought I
here.
should tell you.
She might say, she might actually say something a little different from what the male protagonist would say, but for the most part,
Looks
it's
like you awakened
exactly the
to your
same.
power. And an unusual power it is. A power that takes many forms, yet is bound by none. It prove to be your salvation, depending on where you end up.
And what does that mean, where we end up?
Remember when we first met? I expect you to honor your commitment.
Yeah, you
I'll be
foisted this
watching you.
contract, making me think I needed to sign it to live here, you fucking bastard.
See you later.
I signed it under false pretenses. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. Alright, April 21st. Not really anything to do today. What about yesterday? No. Yeah, is Senpai okay? He kind of cute. So I've briefly looked over a list of the new social links for the female protagonist, so I have an idea who Best Boy is.
I thought I was gonna fall asleep in there.
Can I have a minute? Come to the lounge when you get back to the dorm. I have something to tell everyone. I'll save the details for later. See you there.
She's probably busy with things like student council, unlike us.
Ooh, Yucatan. Do I sense some hostility?
Well, it's not that I don't like her. She's just... Never mind. Let's go. About earlier, it's not that I don't like her or anything, you know? Oh, I'm talking about Mitsuru Senpai. Why's Junpei always have to talk about stuff that isn't any of his business, huh? Plus, he says it all in the creepiest, most perverted way. He's like the poster boy for sexual harassment. You know, last year he...
Welcome back.
We were waiting for you. There's someone I want to introduce.
Huh?
Hey, hurry up.
Hold your horses. This is freaking heavy. What's up?
Junpei? Why are you here?
This is Junpei Iori from Class 2F. He'll be staying here as of today.
He's staying here? You've got to be kidding me.
I bumped into him the other night. He has the potential, but he just awakened to it recently. I told him about us, and he agreed to help.
You have the potential? For real?
He found me crying like a baby at the convenience store, surrounded by a bunch of coffins. I don't remember much, but man, that's embarrassing. He said that's, you know, completely normal in the beginning. Like being confused and not remembering anything. Did you guys know that? Hey, don't feel bad. It happens to all us Persona users. But man, I was shocked to find out about you guys. I had no idea. I'm glad I'm not the only one. It could get kinda lonely, you know? I'll bet you're stoked too, right? Having me join? It'd be nice to have a guy around too, wouldn't it?
Huh? Yeah.
So anyway, glad to join the team. You can count on me.
Well, enough with the introductions. I think we're about ready.
Okay, everybody's here. I'd like your undivided attention. For a long time, Mitsuru and Akihiko were the only Persona users we had, but that number recently jumped to 5. Therefore, starting tonight at 12 a.m., I'd like to commence the exploration of Tartarus.
Tartarus? What's that? Sounds like toothpaste.
You haven't seen it, Junpei?
It's no surprise, since it only appears during the dark hour.
The Dark Hour?
Just like the shadows. Interesting, huh? And it's the perfect place for us to train. You can think of it as a shadow nest.
Whoa. Their nest, huh?
But, Senpai, what about your injury?
Since Akihiko hasn't fully recovered yet, he'll only come as far as the entrance.
Yeah, I know.
Relax. I've got your backs.
I'm not so sure about this.
What about you, Mr. Chairman?
I'll stay here. As you know, I can't summon a Persona.
This is it? This is the place? Why here?
Just wait a few minutes. It's almost midnight.
This is Tartarus, the labyrinth that reveals itself during the dark hour.
Labyrinth? What are you talking about? What happened to our school?
Once the dark hour passes, everything returns to normal.
This is the nest you were talking about? But why? Why'd our school turn into a giant tower? You don't know either?
No.
I'm sure it's complicated.
Well, maybe now we'll find out. Mitsuru and I have only gone in to take a peek. This'll be our first time exploring it. Exciting, isn't it? There has to be some sort of clue in here about the dark hour.
Akihiko, I respect your enthusiasm, but you won't be accompanying us today.
I know, you don't have to remind me.
Whoa. It's just as cool on the inside.
But it sure is creepy.
This is only the entrance. The labyrinth lies beyond the doorway at the top of the stairs.
First we'll have you three get a feel for this place. Why don't you go have a look around?
What? By ourselves?
We're not asking you to go very far, and I'll be feeding you information from here.
We're also going to appoint a leader to make any necessary decisions.
For real? One of us? Oh, me, pick me.
You're in charge.
What? But she's a girl.
Well, she has fought them before.
Seriously?
That's true, but there's another reason. You two. Can you summon your persona without any difficulties like she can?
Yeah, of course I can.
I think so.
These are shadows we're talking about here. Without your persona, you're screwed.
I'm aware of that.
Alright, let's head inside. Are you ready? That's the spirit.
What's the matter?
I've been waiting for you. The time has come for you to wield your power, the tower that you are about to venture into. How did it come to be? For what purpose does it exist? Regrettably, you are not yet capable of answering these questions. That is why you must be made aware of the nature of your power. Your power is unique. It's like the number 0. It's empty, but at the same time holds infinite possibilities. You are able to possess multiple personas and summon them as needed. And when you have defeated your enemies, you will see the faces of possibility before you. There may be times when they are difficult to grasp, but do not fear. Seize what you have earned. Your power will grow accordingly. Be sure to keep that in mind. My spare time will soon be scarce, but please, come again of your own accord. I'll tell you then about my true role, the manner in which I can best assist you. But before I forget, do you recall when I mentioned another resident of this room? Tell me, when you think of this person, what do you see?
So if you pick a woman, you get Elizabeth. If you pick a man, it's a new character. Let's meet the new character.
I see. Then let's bring him out for a proper introduction.
My name is Theodore, but please, feel free to call me Theo. It's a pleasure to meet you.
My assistant will aid you as well. Until then, farewell.
Hey, are you alright?
Yeah, what's up? You look like a zombie.
Huh? What door?
I don't see any door.
Have you been nodding off? You seem kind of out of it.
Dude, you're supposed to be our leader. Get your head in the game. Don't worry, though. I got you covered whenever you need it, man.
Come on, let's go.
So Theodore is basically going to do all the exact same things as Elizabeth. He's going to have all the same requests. He might view things a little bit differently from Elizabeth, but for the most part, it's the same thing. Alright, so this is our tutorial.
So, this is it, huh?
I hope I don't get lost.
Can you all hear me?
Whoa, is that you, Senpai?
I'll be providing audio backup from here on out.
Wait, you mean you can see inside here?
It's my persona's ability. I'd like to join you, but the structure of Tartarus changes from day to day. That's why outside support is imperative.
Well, that makes me feel a whole lot better.
Now, based on your current location, you can expect to encounter enemies at any minute. They shouldn't be too tough, but proceed with caution. Practice makes perfect.
Right.
Got it. Why is she always like that?
So for this tutorial, I'm going to show all battles because Mitsuru is going to have some lines for tutorials. I'm going to skip the tutorials and just kind of go over the basics of combat as we go. So here comes our first battle. Even if you meet the requirements for what would be a trophy will not pop during tutorial. Like right here, I could have gotten a trophy here if it weren't tutorial.
Takeba has informed me about your power, but nevertheless, you have minimal combat experience. Would you like me to explain the basics of battle? Okay, then I want you to defeat the enemy before you. Try using both the skill and attack options.
And the reason that you wouldn't get the trophy is because even though I got a surprise attack on the enemy, it didn't count as player advantage. So don't worry about any trophies right now. There's no trophies for this. So what I'm doing here is I want Mitsuru to scan the enemy so that we have their information, but it takes about a turn for her to do that. So I wanted everyone to defend until she did that. The game defaults them on basically AI controlling them. So you'll want to go in and change that. This was the first game that allowed you to change it to where you could directly control your party. The original PS3 and PS3 FES, you had no control. You could not change that. You could change how they're set up. They could focus more on healing or defense or straight up attacking, but you could not take direct control in Persona 3 or FES. This was the first version of Persona 3 that allowed you to directly control your party member, and I prefer RPGs that do that.
Now's a good time for me to explain about attack properties, which are important to consider during battle. Do you want to know more? The enemies you're facing have a weakness that you can exploit. Why don't you give it a try?
I absolutely despise RPGs that don't let you control your party members, but the enemies are weak to Agi, which is fire, so if you just use fire on them, and I'm kind of showing you something a little earlier than they intend, but if you hit both of them, then you have a chance for an all-out attack, and that's going to do massive damage, and generally, unless it's against the toughest of foes, is going to kill the enemies. But yeah, as you see, if you get a critical or hit an enemy with their weakness, you get an extra turn. Same thing happens on you as well. If you get criticaled or get hit by with your weakness, the enemy gets an extra turn. Alright, so waiting for you to go away. Go! Go, go, go!
Were you able to exploit the enemy's weakness in the last battle? If you didn't already notice, doing so will also grant you an additional attack. Would you like more details? Then proceed with the battle. Use what you've learned to quickly dispose of the enemy.
So yeah, this is the battle where they're supposed to teach you about all-out attacks, so. But we already know about it because we are a Persona 3 expert. I wouldn't say that I know absolutely everything about Persona 3, but I know quite a bit. And take you down, and let's go. And there's that, and this is our first shuffle time. This is what Igor was talking about. So you see there we have the leaf is experience, the cup will heal, and the other one is a new persona. So we just grabbed Pixie. So now we have two personas. We can switch between them. Unlike Reload, in all other versions of Persona 3, they don't make mention of you're able to switch between personas in battle. So that is something that they added for Reload, which I like that because I think that makes that helps with the story. All right, so we have one more tutorial battle here. This will be the last tutorial battle, and then after this, anytime I fight these cowardly Mayas, we are going to edit out those battles, unless there's something special that happens.
There is a better way to defeat all of your enemies in battle than to attack them individually. You can perform an all-out attack. Would you care to hear more about this? Then, that concludes the basics of battle. But there's one last thing I need to tell you. Shadows become stronger the further you advance. If you don't think you can win a battle, retreat at once. There may be times, however, when an escape will be impossible. This battle is one of those times. Good luck.
So yeah, they're essentially counting this as like a boss battle. Boss battles you cannot escape from. And they're treating this like a boss battle, even though it's just 4 of the enemies we've been fighting throughout here that are very easily disposed of. We cannot run, which is fine. This is the final test to make sure you understand the battle sequence, how the battles work. The mechanics, that's what I was thinking of. So again, just hit all 4 with Augie and then do an all-out attack, and we're done. Woohoo! Tutorial finished. There's one more thing that they'll teach us, and it has nothing to do with battle, and now we have a choice between Pixie or a new persona, which we will grab, which is Apsaris. We will also level up to level 4. Cool, 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 cool. And so will Yukari and Junpei, and as you see, they're not going to learn any skills just yet. Junpei will get Augie at level 5, and Yukari's going to get at level 5, she will get Garu, which is Wind. Alright, so here they're going to teach you about splitting up the team to search the floors easier. I rarely do this, because if the enemies attack your party members, if they can beat them, yes, they will get more XP. But let's say they run into an enemy that they are weak to, they will get destroyed. Alright, so here's our access point. I'm just waiting for the map to be fully explored. Junpei, you fucking suck. You were supposed to go up there and explore that. Thank you, Yukari. Okay, let's get out of here.
Welcome back. So, how was it? It must have hit you all at once. Don't worry, you'll get used to it.
Wow, I never knew I had that kind of power. But damn, I'm beat.
That's because you were bouncing around like a little kid.
Yeah, you look pretty tired yourself, Yucatan.
I'm still trying to catch my breath, actually.
That's the effect of the dark hour. You'll become fatigued more easily. Don't worry though, you'll adapt. But I'm surprised. You all did much better than I expected. At this rate, they'll catch up to you in no time, Akihiko.
We'll see about that.
And so just for doing the tutorial dungeon, we will get the second rank of the full Arcana. Now, as I said, this one is automatic. You don't have to worry about this one. This one will be done by end of the game, automatically. Others we're going to have to put some work into, and we'll get our first one tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, but in a couple of days. So, anyway, the only other thing we can really do is leave or go to back to the Velvet Room, but we really can't do anything in the Velvet Room just yet. So, let's just leave. All right, April 22nd. Yeah, I'm a little confused. It's a new city and everything. Could use a big, strong boy to show me around. Guess who I've decided is probably going to be best boy.
That concludes the main portion of today's assembly. Next, we'll hear a word from the Student Council. Please welcome the new president, Mitsuru Kirijo, from Class 3D.
Thank you.
So, she did get elected. Well, I guess she is the most popular girl in school.
You can say that again. There's like some kind of aura around her. Besides, this school is owned by the Kirijo Group, right?
As I begin my term as Student Council President, I'd like to share with you my vision for this coming year. It is my firm belief that each of us must accept the responsibility of bettering our school. However, change cannot occur without sustained effort and an unprecedented level of commitment. That is why we must restructure our daily lives to accommodate this lofty goal. I'd like each of you to dig deeply into your well of motivation and reevaluate your convictions. To imagine a bold new future without losing sight of the realities around you. That is the key. I'm certain that many of you have your own visions of the future. For us to reap the full benefits of our education, your participation, ideas, and enthusiasm are essential. Thank you.
Dang, that was freaking amazing. Hey, did you understand what she was talking about? Huh? Well, I mean, what do you think? Unlike her, I'm just your average, normal high schooler.
Alright, so now that the story is done, we have our next study lesson. This is going to be another one where you get to choose to stay awake or sleep. So, at least until your academics is maxed out, choose to stay awake. Once your academics is maxed out, pick whatever you want. It doesn't matter then. And yeah, that's different. In the male protagonist, she's bitching out Junpei, but in this one, she's bitching out Kenji. Kenji, for anyone who doesn't know, is a social link for the male protagonist, but he is replaced with someone else for the female protagonist. You have some of the same social links, but even some of the same ones that the male has that the female has are different.
Look! It's Akihiko-senpai! Wait for us!
Man, would you look at that? I hear they're always swarming Akihiko-senpai like that. I know he's the captain of the boxing team, but I mean, come on. You don't even see girls flock like that on TV. I wonder where they're going.
Hey, are you guys free this afternoon?
Huh? Who? Us? I guess so.
I want the two of you to meet me at Polonia Mall. You know where it is, right? I'll be at the police station. See you there.
The police station? Are your friends gonna come along too?
Who, these girls? I don't even know their names. They talk so much they give me a headache. Anyway, I'm gonna head out. Don't keep me waiting.
Oh, why can't he be more friendly?
Man, how can he not know their names? I mean, seriously, just look at them. Well, guess we gotta go. Sheesh, talk about putting a damper on a guy's afternoon.
So Junpei's showing us that he is a flirt even whenever he's with us, so he's not best boy. Alright, here's the police station.
Thank you, sir. Oh, these are the guys I was talking about earlier. This is Officer Kurosawa. He helps keep our squad well equipped. And this is from Ikutsuki-san.
Really? Sweet!
You can't fight empty-handed, so find something you like. Officer Kurosawa has connections. But these things still cost money.
Of course they do. Nothing in life is free.
I realize that. Well, I'll see you later. Thanks again.
I've been informed about you two. My job is to maintain peace in this city, regardless of the circumstances. I'm just an ordinary police officer. But it doesn't take a genius to know something strange is going on here. I'm only doing what I think is right.
So basically this is teaching us that this police officer is our shop. Do not buy anything. We need the money. So, alright, once Junpei leaves you, we want to go to the town map and head towards the Port Island station. From here, head in this direction to the movie theater. And this is going to teach you can do various things around town to pass time. And some of the things will actually increase your stats, like this one. Depending on the movie, will raise one of your stats. For today, it is a movie that will raise your academics quite a lot. So very worth doing to get your academics up, because even though academics is one of the first ones we're working on, it's going to be one of the last ones we max.
Welcome back.
Alright, so basically this is where we're finally going to be allowed to go out at night. So essentially, if you want to go to Tartarus, talk to Mitsuru. Otherwise, you can either go to your room and study, or go to sleep early, or you can go out of town. You don't have as many options of what you can do at night. Reload, you could go into like the Port Island station, not the station, but the strip mall. That is not in the original, or PS3 portable, or P3P. But we come here a lot, play video games at Game Parade. They'll have different games. Today's game will give you a lot of academics. So already boosting that up. Okay, today is the day where we're actually going to get a new social link. If you've played Persona 3, Persona 3 FES, Persona 3 Portable, or even Persona 3 Reload, you know you've been introduced to Kenji. And Kenji is the male protagonist's magician arcana. We don't have anything to do with Kenji, with the female protagonist. We have a new social link. Who is our new magician arcana? Why, it's Junpei. So yeah, unlike in the male protagonist doesn't have any social links with any of the male party members at all. He only hangs out with the female party members. But here, kind of like the reverse, we get to hang out with all the male party members. Does not matter what you pick for the first rank of any social link ever. The first rank and the final rank of each social link, it does not matter what you pick. It is ranks 2 through 9 that matter. So you can pick whatever. Oh, you're actually showing care for her, but you didn't give a shit about Makoto. Is that why you invited me out? You ain't getting none. Because for one, I think that might cause issues with a certain someone that Junpei falls in love with later. I don't want to be second fiddle. Those who have played Persona, any of the Persona 3s, you know what I'm talking about. Don't spoil it. But yes, Junpei is our new Magician's Arcana, so we do not ever meet Kenji in this game. All right. Yeah. What are you thinking about? No. Already flirting. Nope. You're establishing yourself as a flirt. Alright, so tonight we're going to go to Tartarus and do some grinding and get some things set up for the future. So, yeah, this is basically explaining if you go to Tartarus and explore, the next day you're going to be tired, and it's best not to explore Tartarus while you're tired. But we are going to exploit that tiredness. Now, what I'm actually trying to do here, I don't know if they took this out for the female protagonist. Male protagonist, if you go to the bathroom, if you're tired, there's a chance you can go to good. If you're good after using the bathroom, there's a chance you can go to great condition. But whenever I've tried it with the female protagonist, she just talks about she needs to raise her charm. So I guess it's different. But anyway, I will see you guys next time as we explore Tartarus.